All right, in this video, we're going to walk through an industrial Revit project. It's a confidential project, so I can't actually share who it's for, but we're going to do this start to finish. We're going to go through and do lighting design, then we'll work on some power distribution. We'll put some sheets together, and this will also include panel schedules and the likes. So without further ado, let's get started. So I'm going to build this in Revit, and really we need to put a building together first. So for this, it's a simple little kind of industrial building, outbuilding. And with that, we're going to just do the simple Revit stuff to put this building together. Now, I know that the walls are 16 feet. They're actually going to be 50 feet long, and it's a 50-foot square building. So 50 feet, 50 feet, which makes this pretty easy to put together for a building. And then in the top left, there's actually going to be a 25 by 12 deal here. And then we got to load some doors. So with this, I'm going to insert Autodesk Family, basically because it's just we're putting in some simple doors. So we'll go here, door. I really just want a simple interior door. I'm not gonna do 6 by 80. Again, I'm not specing any doors, so it doesn't really matter. It's just for visual purposes here. So we have a door coming in here. I have a door on the side here. It's gonna flip out and go in the center. 1919, and then this should be centered over here. There we go. Doors this way. All right. And this is going to be like a little IT communications room. So simple enough. With that, we need to look at some lighting. So they might have some cars coming here. I think there'll be some overhead doors into the building. So with that, we want to look at really our lighting. So I have this SLG fixture, just some low bay, easy peasy light fixture, 10,000 lumens per lamp. So this gives us a 16 and a half by 10 is effectively our deal. So we'll insert, because I don't think I have any in here. I don't, yeah, no light fixtures loaded. So we'll go ahead and we'll load in some light fixtures here. Families, light fixtures. And we just want a high bay LED suspended. I'm just going to use this one because this looks more like a troffer here. And again, we want to make sure that we've got the right dimensions. So let's look at this from a top view. So 8.5 feet or 8 feet off, 4 feet centered is how we start to put these things in. So if I pick, instead of from wall center line, we'll pick from wall face. There. So it was 4 feet this way to center. And then it was 8 feet this way, right? Yep, 8 feet that way. Cool. And then we want to go 16 and a half feet. There's that. And then 10 feet on center. And then the best way to do this really is to move your cursor kind of all the way to the end, and then you can just type in 10 effectively throughout, and it gets you a pretty good layout here. And then these guys we want to move over to kind of center him in the bay. And then we'll add another guy here that's 12 feet over. And because this is, again, another like IT room, we'll just make this 8 feet between all these guys. And then we do want to dimension this just to make it easy for the guys installing. So there's that piece. Now we've got all of our lights dimensioned. We'll go ahead and put in a switch, a couple switches. So light fixtures, lighting fixtures. Oops, lighting devices. So here we're just gonna do a switch. And then because they weren't in the right way, and these should just be single pole switches. All right, there we have our switches. Turn these guys on. Actually, these will be three ways. Simple three-way. Three. Tags that we have for these guys. So some devices will have the tag built into it, others won't. But for this one, we have a separate tag, attribute tag to it. Some families you might build it in so that it has the device there. But again, here's kind of the simple lighting layout. And then what we'll end up doing here, so that we have our fixture schedule, is we'll go into the fixture and we'll start to edit everything out. So with this, we'll make like the simple updates, right? LED, one lamp. And then if we go back over here, we can look at the wattage. So 73 watts here, 73 LED. I think this will stay 277. So that works out. And then this is going to be a low bay strip fixture. Really, I just want to low bay vapor tight. That's really low bay vapor tight fixture, 4000K. To give the color temperature, 10,000 lumens, which we'll put up here, chain hung. And then type mark, just call this F1. Zero inches AFF, right? Simple stuff. And if we look at our luminaire schedule, mounting, being that, we don't really need any of this. Hide. Such catalog number. We don't have any alternates here. Since this is a design build project, so it makes it pretty simple and easy. Um, and again, we really don't need, we can put a catalog number to this. So if we're looking at this, so VLB to 9,000. So VLB dash 2 dash 9,000 LM dash. That's really it. LBG1 G1 dash 277 dash 4000K dash light H. All right. So simple enough here for the luminaire. Really, I mean, that's as simple as lighting gets, right? We got to have a type mark in here. We can just say typical to notate the type, right? Since we want to make sure that they know. And then we need to start putting in a panel. So we'll go ahead and load a panel, electrical equipment, panel board, surface mount is what we want. Just put in, and I guess really all this lighting will need to be, so let it type, rename, uh, vapor type, low bay is what we'll call that. 73. And then this will actually need to go to 120 since it's going to be a 208 service. This is going to be a 200 amp panel. We can leave it at 42 circuits. One RP, that's good. Apply. So we have here, if we go, since 20 times 0.8, so 20 amp breaker, 80% of it, so we can only put 16 amps on the circuit, times 120, it gets 1920 VA per circuit, and then divided by, we go look at our 74, 73 watts per deal, so divided by 73, we divide this by 73. So we can put 26 fixtures, right? So 26 times 73, 26 fixtures on a single circuit. And so let's see what we got: 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. The other way you can do it besides counting everything is just hit visible in view. And then down here in the bottom right, you can see that there's 17 fixtures. So now edit type 120, boom, power, and now they're all on the same circuit, which we can do there. And then with that, circuit them to RP. And then with our circuit tag, right, I can do this. So there we go. All right, there's lighting. Put this in here. Lighting is pretty much taken care of. So first floor lighting plan. And if we look at power, first floor power plan. So we've got our panel here, RP. Go ahead and set that there. Then in the IT room, which as we read through our requirements, we're going to have, there's going to be a number of heaters, some fans, got conduit and wire, lighting, all that good stuff. But really for what we know so far about this project, again, being design build, and all we're trying to do is I do need one of these, and I do need one of these. Um, all right, so let's insert load family. All right, ground bar back and some plywood. All right, we need to load some more families into electrical fixtures, outlet duplex wall, and we need a junction box, power wall surface. Perfect. So, all right, we've got our couple devices now. So let's put in our systems. Devices. So we'll start with some duplexes, and really we'll just go ahead and put these in here. Actually, let's just do this. So stop sharing for a second while I go and put in the license key. All right. All right, share back now. Share with you guys. Uh, unique room names. Oh, so I gotta apply some rooms in here so that we can use this. So, all right, architecture room. Um, yes, go ahead and load our electrical tags, room tag. All right, created two rooms. This is just going to be IT room, shop. That's what we'll call this. All right, so we're just going to host to this, and then put some outlets in, put two per wall, select those, run. All right, so we got our outlets in, and let's check our space along the interior wall. All right, so this is actually in the shop area. This is probably pretty good. Let me pin this so that I can't grab it. I think there's going to be some roll-up doors here, so we'll leave that open. The rest of this is pretty good. IT room, it's pretty good there. Um, and then let's start to, we'll use auto circuit some receptacles together. These are our duplexes. And here we're going to go a little heavier on our receptacle circuiting. So we'll just put 5 per circuit together. We'll go ahead and annotate, tag all electrical fixtures, circuit tags, apply. Select all instances visible in view. And let's really just rid of those. And then, okay. There's our first set of tags moved. Second set of tags moved. Oops. 6, 2, 4. All right, one circuit's good. One circuit's good. We'll edit this to add this guy in here. 1, 2, 2. There we go. And then in here, let's split this a little more. 2, 3, 4. There we go. All right, so pretty evenly split there. And then we'll also need to add in, all right, systems, device, fixture. We're going to have, I'm going to put a junction box in here. There's going to be an AC unit or split system. More than likely, what this is going to be, we'll just name it split system, is leave it like that. This will be a 2.8 deal. Let's say it's 30 amps. Split system. Again, this is like a design build project, so we don't have a ton of the info. 20 times 2.8 single phase, so 4160 is that. Put it on HVAC. So there we go. All right, so here's our split system for it. We'll go ahead and actually we'll use this to create panel schedules, and then right to left, top, bottom, that's fine. E700 is okay. So here. All right. So there we go. Here's our initial panel schedule. And actually, because we're only going to have one for this, we'll delete these panel schedule sheets. And then what I like to do is for just like a single panel schedule sheet, it's basically just add it in here. And then because we don't have like a ton of complicated controls, vendors, any of this other coordination, that goes away. We're not doing any nurse call card readers, so these go away. We're not doing any TVs, speakers, nothing like this. These go away. And then not really doing any fire alarm stuff, but we can leave it in here for now. And then I just like to, again, clean up these kind of generic items. So clean these guys up. All right, so there's this guy. We've got low bay fixture, all this stuff. There we go. All right, got our panel schedule. NEMA 1, it's in the shop, 200 amp panel. We've right now got 26 amps worth of load on it. So doing pretty good. Now we look at our checklist. And again, I can't, sorry guys that I can't show it to you here, but got some roll-up doors that are just going to be powered. Interior north wall. Got that. Two 220 volt circuits. So basically, we're going to have this same guy in here in the Bay Area. This. And we'll put another one down here. These are both for, let's just power this first one, 208. HVAC testing is basically what these are for. We'll just call these 30 amp circuits. Power, 208 single phase, 30 amp circuit, 30 amp circuit, HVAC testing. Okay, so 2 of those. We've got some bright LED lighting. Conduit wire sized, some bollards, got rock, got a road. And then we need some heaters. Okay, so they're gonna have probably a heater up here, heater over here, and each one of these will also say that it's 208 single phase. 30 amps is good. 30 amps is good. Heaters. Same thing over here. 208 single phase. Heater. 30 deal. All right. Okay. So there's our heaters. And really, we can help to notate this HVAC testing for this guy and this guy. And then we want to say this is just a wall heater. Down there, down there. Okay. And then there's going to be some overhead fans. So more than likely, these will be well, we can do 2 things. So insert load family fans. I think this is one of those big ass fans. Insert systems component, place component. All right. Place on work plane. Oh, there's not a ceiling in here. So let's cut a section and then we can place a work plane effectively. Go to view. And we can also select all instances and entire project for light fixtures. These at the proper elevation, 10 feet. And then we can also do a reference plane here at 10 feet. Call this lighting for the reference plane. Go back to our power plan. Go back to our systems, our component, place the component, and then we can put this on a work plane. We'll pick lighting, and then here's our 2 big ass fans. Ultimately don't know where they would put them, but let's just say that these are it. FLA. I don't think that's right. Let's go power foil. So big ass fans. Here we go. Industrial, commercial, commercial. really we are looking for. Yeah, this is basically what we want. Power foil. So what do we have? It's a power foil X2. I think this is a few years old though, but um, here we go. Let's look at this guy. Oof, it's a little big. Yeah, we don't need 12 footers. Probably this guy. Man, these are huge. Huge fans. Again, you can see what we're doing and going through this, right? There's a lot of little things to pick up on. Um, 8 footer. Really all I'm looking to do is get some load data here to kind of pull this up. It's nice in a Ferrari dealer. Um, but let's see what we can find for these guys. Those are reviews, technical documents. That's what I'm looking for. 8 foot industrial reviews. I don't need a review. I just need to know what the VA values are for this. Let's just go back. Small overhead fans. Uh, 33 degrees. Airflow, add a cart. Control, see in action. Tech specs. Here we go. All right. So as we go through this, all right. 60 inches indoor max watts. So really, I mean, the 50 watts that we have in here, I think is what we had. 74 watts. That's going to be actually pretty close for these big ass fans, like amazingly enough. Um, it's pretty incredible how how much air they can move with how little power that they have in there, and then they've got some light kits in them as well. So I mean, I'm a big fan of these big ass fans. Like they do super well. I've seen them in action. They're pretty quiet, and would recommend these for projects. Like, and then they've got some, you know, remotes and whatnot again that are pretty slick. So big fan of the big ass fans here for any guys looking to add one to your project. So anyway, um pretty small relatively, so we can actually power oops both of these together. We'll call these overhead fans. 20 amp breaker is good. um, we don't need a type mark, but we can add a circuit tag. And then in here, it's looking like the circuit tag isn't um, doing exactly what we want. That's an equipment tag. Okay, good. So we want to add the panel up and then our slash. So this is how you edit a family. It's pretty actually straightforward. Save it. Tags. load in the project, overwrite values. So there we have it. There's our tag. Now we can see if these are at the right elevation. They are. And actually, let's check out our reference plane here. We're going to rename this to be fans. And then because of that drop deal for it, we're going to add this up. But now we have a coordination issue, right? We can see that these are not at the right, or they're going to interfere with the lights. So what we want to do is in our lighting plan, come over here, look at our mechanical equipment, see where these guys are, and then it's one of two things. So one, let's put these in kind of a alignment here. And then what we want to have happen, so we want to make sure that that motor is there. And then with this elevation, as we go back to it, we just make sure that the blades of the fan are under the lights. And there you have it. Because again, these fans are going to be just bigger, bigger than the lights are. So with that, you kind of ultimately can't do too much with them based on the size of these fans. Now, again, what they ultimately spec might be small enough to basically get between the deals here. And if you have that, you'd ultimately want it to, because what you don't want to do is create a strobe effect, is what we're trying to avoid here effectively. So with that, you just don't want those fans. You would ultimately want them smaller. And I wonder if we can just do that instead of 4'4". Let's say that these were 4. What does that look like? 48 inches. I don't know if that's really editing anything or not. Blade width 1'8". I think that's this actual width here. No. Yeah. I don't think that is gonna change anything for it because I don't think these are truly dynamic families. Start. Let's try 4 feet. Group. I did this -4. All right. So now this from here to here is like a 7-footer. I don't want to save changes to the family. Overwrite the existing version. Yes. All right. So now these fans, here we go. So this is much better from like a just overall design. You're sitting between the lights, get some airflow. They're not going to hit each other. You're not going to get strobe effects. And then from our section, again, these are going to sit next to the lights. And then ultimately, the lights should be tight, so they don't blow around. But again, fans move down, should be okay. So there's our lighting plan. There's our so lighting's straightforward. Power. Here we go. circuit these two guys together. Got a bunch of outlets in here. And that's pretty much it. Now, the only other thing that we need to add into our is some plywood. So typically in a communications room, you want to have basically a bunch of plywood. Typically, this is also fire rated, so that you can, one, you use plywood to mount stuff to, and then two, with the plywood and fire rating, it adds a little bit to it. And ultimately, that's just kind of what everything's been done. So it's 3/4 inch fire rated plywood. There we go. Inside walls, the plywood, lighting, sealed, heater, AC, and then we'll have some other details that I'm not really going to show, but basically the gist of what we're doing here. So for this, and then there'll be some IT racks that we'll provision in here. Power 208. Again, this will be IT rack 30s. Is what we'll have in here. And then this is not IT. We can call this actually receptacle. And this is going to be IT rack. So again, we look at our lighting plan. So here's how we put sheets together is first floor lighting plan. And then this is 1/8 inch, which we can really boost to 1/4 inch. And then because this is so small of a building, lighting and power plans, we can throw both the lighting and the power plan on here. And again, boost them to 1/4 inch. So I can do that here. The view template. And just put side by side. Scale. And then you click on these to zoom out. So there's basic power stuff that we know about. IT room that we're putting in, some basic things there. Then we've got our power plan can go away. Our systems plan goes away. Our riser diagram we'll leave for now. There's no demo. We've got our fixture schedule with one fixture, and then our panel schedule, everything we need on it. Fill out the rest of that stuff later. But this pretty much gives us a decent set of drawings pretty quickly, and really we'll won't have anything probably on this. We'll add some details later, and then we've got our power and lighting plan put together. But that's pretty much how we put power lighting plan together. And again, you just want to make things nice, presentable, readable, circuit accordingly. We had some coordination stuff with our fans, but again, we went through our lighting design, power distribution, again, panel, pretty simple, put some sheets together and added a panel schedule. So thank you all so much for watching, and until next time.